Today we will have a look at the 2 free 5-star selector tickets given out to all players during the upcoming 2nd anniversary Dossoles Holiday event. For a full breakdown on the event, check the link in the description to the Dossoles overview. This video is a deep dive on the selector tickets. Before we begin, I want to issue a slight correction on my previous video. I said that Manganese Ore Farm should be returning next after Dossoles in the Near Light event. As a viewer pointed out, it's actually the Maria Knurl event rerun before it. Those Knurl sisters look the same!
They're the same picture.
Alright, let's figure out the best 5-star picks for you. I'm going to cover operator power, availability, long versus short term, and what to consider given your current roster, whether new or veteran, plus some other tips. So sit down and take some notes as class is in session. Yummy, you're in the wrong class. Cooking is next door. Come on, get out of here. Go. A quick recap on the tickets. The first, known as the operator voucher, but I'll call it the starter ticket, has 4 operators to choose from: Romanix, Liscam, Project Red, and Silence. The second ticket, senior operator permit, has 25 options, including the 4 from the starter ticket. Don't forget, everyone receives a free Savage as well. Important to note that these tickets have no expiry, so you can hold on to them as long as you want before you make a decision. More on that later. Before I offer suggestions on who to pick, I want to map out the operators based on their overall effectiveness and how easy they are to acquire. We begin with the starter ticket operators. Liscam is a defender that specializes in facilitating allies' skills. Each time she takes a hit, she gains 1 SP and restores another SP to a random ally next to her. She's perfect paired with units like Blaze or Weedy that have long charges with powerful skills. Or you can go for the opposite and place her next to someone like Aya to spam her skill 2 fireballs. A strong operator. Next, we have fast redeploy Project Red. Her on-demand stun and damage burst are excellent in any roster. If I have any spare slots in my squad going into a map, my default is to bring more fast redeploys. The best pick in the starter 5-star ticket. Romanix is a supporter option from the small ticket and a solid one at that. By default, she makes low health enemies around her take more damage. Her skills can add attack speed reduction to that, or remove enemy defense and resistance and make them take even more damage. The problem with debuff supporters is the lack of stacking. Fragile effects only count the strongest, so once you get someone like Suzerain, her field time will plummet. Last of the starter ticket is Silence. She's a single target healer with the ability to summon an AoE healing drone on the map. You can have unusual formations as a result. That said, it's not always needed and isn't a massive heal. Now I've placed these in the moderate availability column despite the extra ticket because you can only pick one. And if you're after all 4, then the rest won't be common. Of these though, Red is the easiest to acquire elsewhere because of her recruitment tags. Crowd Control 5-star tag plus either 4-star tags Fast Redeploy or Specialist guarantees her. I'm even tempted to place her in the common area as a result. Though since there's no guarantee these will show, I don't want to oversell it. You're more likely to recruit operators tied to 5-star tags than those 3-star tag combinations that give a guaranteed 5-star. For instance, it is much more common to get Project Red than it is to get Vulcan from the 2 3-star tags of Survival plus Defense. This is because of how the recruitment role works. When you get a 5-star tag, it has a higher chance of appearing alongside a bunch of 4-star tags. It's the same reason why you often see Top Operator tag and Senior Operator tag together. It isn't being twice as lucky. Getting a set of only 3-star tags that has a 5-star guaranteed combination is rare. Let's add the rest of the operators from the senior permit. We'll place the snipers first because there is a good spread of options. Provence is a solid close range sniper. She does good damage and nothing else, though her HP thresholds on skills make her a little inconsistent. Also, once you have someone like Schwartz, her use will drop. Firewatch is a Deadeye sniper known for accurate shots against feeble targets and dropping nukes. Skilled players can have her wipe hordes of enemies in a single strike. Then we have her camouflage skill, which is the ultimate survivability in the game. It outright ignores many mechanics, including instant kills. As far as the enemy is concerned, she's firing from the Shadow Realm when in camo. I place her in moderate availability because of the nuker tag. As long as it doesn't drop off and you set the time long enough to get a 5-star, it will guarantee Firewatch. Operators with 5-star tags are much more common than those relying on the senior operator tag. Even then, she won't appear every day. She is camouflaged after all. Meteorite is an AoE sniper and your best option in class if you don't have the rare limited operator W. AoE snipers shine in particular during annihilations because they can reach those gathering hordes at the enemy spawn. Now we have 2 anti-air snipers. Blue Poison specializes in multi-targeting and mixed physical plus arts damage. Get her to E2 with Mastery in her first skill and she will mow down swarms. Platinum, on the other hand, is about a slow wind-up before she permanently extends her range to the same of Meteorite and doubles her attack. This is a good time to elaborate on the effectiveness meter. It factors in the overall effectiveness of an operator and their effectiveness within a role. So I'm not saying Platinum is the same as Promanics, but they are roughly equal within their respective roles and what is needed of them. I want to be clear that there are no bad operators on any of these tickets. Some are simply more effective than others. In fact, you can't even pick the worst 5 stars in the game with these tickets. Blue Poison is a better pick because of her mixed damage. If you get Exia or Archetto in future, they outclass both picks. However, Blue Poison's mixed damage is still a unique selling point, and Platinum's reliance on charging her skill first makes her more situational. Vanguard's next. Texas is one of the best 5 stars in the game with her good early lane holding, life-saving AoE stun, and a passive that gives you more starting DP. She goes straight to the top of effective. Of course, everyone gets her for free from completing the final pinboard mission, so she's common. Meanwhile, Zima is of medium effectiveness. Her strengths are all about making other Vanguards stronger. Unfortunately for her, Vanguard effectiveness is a linear ladder based on DP generation and early game power for the most part. Also, you don't need an army of Vanguards, and as Myrtle is an easy 4-star and everyone receives Texas plus Courier for free, it's tough to find a spot for Zima. Still, she isn't worthless if you want to use her. Her tag combinations make her easier to recruit than most. Specialists. Cliffheart is a great puller. Your best puller, unless you're around for Undertides and Acquired Gladiator, with an AoE pull that stuns and deals true damage. That said, everyone gets her for free, and potentials aren't worth much on her, so she is the worst pick from this ticket. Vita is a pusher of immense force that can hold her own in lane thanks to dodge. She's a better pick for veterans that will give her mastery, while newer players will have a free shore that gets the job done when needed. So she is also a low priority pick despite her effectiveness. Manticore is in a similar situation, where Ethan is free to everyone and performs well. She's a better pick than Fita though, because stacking Stalkers is perfectly fine. It's more free damage and CC, while enemies simply stroll down the lane. Defenders. Croissant is good at simply tanking thanks to her built-in dodge of everything. The knockback and stun is a nice delay too when you need to wait for more healing. However, she isn't as effective as Liskar. Even if you pick red from the starter ticket, it would be better to choose Liskarm from the second over Croissant. Nerl is a simple upgrade over Gummy. She improves all healing as well, which is nice. Straightforward pick, though as she's doing more of the same as Gummy, if a little better, she isn't a high priority. Estina is one of the less effective options available. She was stronger in the early days with her ability to play caster as a supporter. Now we have plenty of alternatives. Promanics is a better choice. Still, she does work. Sora is the ant standing next to the lion that is Corrupt Skadi. Her buffs are alright, but don't stack with Skadi, so there's no reason to have both. You may find use if you don't have Skadi. Keep in mind, her buff isn't amazing, even if Skadi doesn't exist. The blue aura around some operators indicates that they cannot be recruited. I placed them with the other senior tag ops because recruitment is especially unreliable for crowded tags. It isn't difficult to get any sniper from recruitment, yet it is tough to find a particular sniper. Maya is a great summoner, however, since you can buy Scene for free from the CC store, and Maya has the unique 5-star summon tag, I wouldn't prioritize her. Skyfire is the weakest operator on offer by virtue of her archetype. AoE casters are generally weak, unless at 6 stars or simply more resource efficient at lower stars. Her only real selling point is that she increases arts damage taken by blocked enemies. I would pick her second last. Time for the guards. Franca, the weakest amongst a stacked group. Her unique selling point is massive armor piercing, but she does leave herself open to getting one shot. A decent pick if you can ensure she will live. Lapland was once the best 5-star in the game when everything was vulnerable to silence. So effective was she that many new enemies since are immune. That said, she deals good damage regardless, and ranged guards are inherently effective due to their attack range and drone striking. Furthermore, silence isn't completely banned. About every second event has a strong use for silence. Just look at Originium Dust, and future event Break the Ice also favors silence on some nasty opponents. Her power and absence from recruitment make her a rare, high priority pick. The main contender in her way is Selector. AoE guards that can E2 are great at a baseline because of 3 block and attacking 3 enemies. Selector can also become the ultimate tank with her second skill that makes her unkillable for a while, though she stuns herself afterwards. Unlike Lapland, whose main draw is silencing certain enemies, Selector's archetype and skill is always great, but you can recruit her, and she is a guarantee on senior plus guard plus AoE. Counterbut, her effectiveness is such that guaranteeing her with this ticket is worth it if you are risk averse. The free AoE guard Savage should not deter you from picking Selector either. And I kept these 2 healers for last, the other great dilemma. Telopsis is an AoE healer that accelerates skill charge, and her second skill pumps out an immense amount of healing to keep a team alive through just about anything. And facing her in the red corner is Warfarin, single target healer that also helps allies gain SP. Her first skill is excellent single target burst to save an ally from near death, while her second skill pumps death into the veins of an ally for a massive attack boost at the cost of health. Both healers are S tier, and deciding on which one to choose is a tough call if you want both. We'll explore that in a moment. Overall, the simplest recommendation order is prioritize top to bottom, right to left. Note that within their own sections, they aren't in any particular priority order, though I would prioritize Maya, Vita, and Nerl lower than those besides them when you consider free options outside of these tickets. Let's look at some roster examples to give you an idea of how to decide edge cases. Newer accounts should go down a priority checklist. Offense is more valuable than defense. Defense is more valuable than support unless that support provides notable improvement to offense. If undecided between great picks, fill gaps in your roster first. Then, a new operator is better than more potentials unless you already have a large roster, including the best picks. Operators that see use once you pull a 6-star of their archetype are better than strong but replaceable operators, especially in the long term. AoE guards, range guards, and fast redeploys inherently have more room in squads. If you're still unsure, prioritize these from left to right. Obviously, red is on the starter ticket. Top priority would be Selector, then Warfarin, then Lapland, Telopsis, and red. You can also use 5 stars to fill gaps in your 6-star roster. If you have Shining plus Blaze, thus Selector isn't as high a priority, pick Telopsis. Or if you have Nightingale, pick Warfarin. Having no good snipers can make drones an absolute mess, so you may want to consider higher priority on Blue Poison. Struggling with annihilations and you have no W, Meteorite will make a huge difference. All of our dreams come true and Originium Dust returns and you don't have Blaze or Saga? Take Lapland. Obviously, part of this will be up to your judgment. Jessica may be your only 4-star sniper, for example, but you'll still take Warfarin over Blue Poison because you're willing to be patient for other snipers elsewhere. Before you rush to a decision, here are some top tips. Say you want red and Liscam from the starter ticket. Hold on to it until you get one, then select the other. Red is a good bet from recruitment, while Liscam is upcoming. Remember, there's no expiry on these tickets, so you can hold for as long as you want. Do you want Warfarin and Telopsis? Well, hold on to it until you get one, then select the other. And you can always activate the ticket if you suddenly need one of those two for a particular event. If you have patience, go for power picks, e.g. select Selector even if you have Blaze, and wait for opportunities to fill gaps elsewhere. And as always, for the planners out there, consider 5-star focuses on upcoming batters. These are in chronological order. So Meteorite appears on the Unecti solo rerun after Dossoles. Then there's Provence on the Thorn solo rerun, Liskarm on the Salek release, Platinum on the Blemishine solo rerun, Manticore on Fartooth release, Silence on Mountain solo rerun, and then about 6 months from now, there's Promanix on the Gnosis release. So if you really want to maximize the effectiveness and the efficiency of your tickets, you can really hold on to them for a long time and then just see what you get along the way. What if you're a veteran with a stacked roster? Are potentials worth more than a new operator? I wouldn't go for potentials unless you have all of the high and top row picks already. Also, you might want to consider that some operators will get buffed in future, for example with the module. If you are going for potentials, Vanguards followed by fast redeploys generally benefit the most. So the potentials priority from left to right would be Texas, then Red, then Spectre. However, Spectre is the hardest to get more potentials for, and Red is on a separate ticket. So, how patient are you? I hope this video has helped you make an informed decision on which 5 stars to pick. Do comment below if you need further advice or just want to say something. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video when I cover 6 months of modules and the best ones to go for. Bye.